Hola chicos. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the guía or worksheet for voy a vivir. So if you were absent on Monday, or maybe you left early for the play, or you just need a little extra help, this is perfect, okay? So the name of the song is Voy a Vivir. And the first thing you're going to do is follow the steps. So we have a big fat número uno, número dos, and número tres, okay? So the document is in the announcement as well as a link to the video. You're going to need both of them. And also you're going to want to only attempt this after you've watched my video on expresiones con el infinitivo, ir plus a plus infinitive, okay? So, número uno, lee el párrafo. Well, párrafo is kind of a cognate, so we could get paragraph out of that. Plus there's an arrow pointing to the paragraph. And this little dude looks like he's reading, so probably says read the paragraph, okay? Destaca, that word's highlighted and has a picture of a highlighter, so you're probably going to highlight, right? So you're going to highlight cognados en un color. Cognados is actually a cognado, it's a cognate, okay? So highlight cognates in one color. Destaca el vocabulario y otras palabras que conoces, and other words you know. So you might know words because we learned it in class or because you just know them. That's fine. Do that en otro color. D. Escribe, so there's someone writing, un número, number, en cada línea. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Responde las preguntas. So, when we're doing B and C, we're doing those steps to train our brains, right? Because one, we're cognate ninjas, and two, it helps us realize that, wow, we really do know more of this vocab than we thought we might have. Step D is there to help you organize your thoughts. When I ask you, where'd you get that answer? You're going to say, oh, I got it out of line 4. I got it out of línea 3, okay? Whatever it might be. And then, obviously, step E, responde las preguntas. So we're going to work on a little bit of comprehension. So, now that you know what to do for step 1, pause the video, go through A through D, and then when you're done with that, go ahead and move down. I'll continue. So 1, ¿quién es Marc Anthony? So you should know this word quién. If you don't, I'm going to leave it up to you to look it up. Okay, ¿quién es Marc Anthony? There's a couple words in here that we don't know, and that's okay because that's real life. You're never going to know all the words, okay? So we can get some context from him. Here we say, we have his name, we have some information, a date, and Nueva York, a place. And then we see, es un cantante. Well, I don't know what cantante means, but I'm looking at Marc Anthony. I see that he's the ex-esposo, the ex-spouse of Jennifer Lopez, and it looks like he's a singer. That would be a pretty good conclusion that I could draw from the reading. So I'm going to say Marc Anthony es un cantante estadounidense, and I could add more detail. Es un cantante estadounidense de origen puertorriqueño. I could say es el ex-esposo de Jennifer Lopez. I could say es el papá de los hijos de Jennifer Lopez, whatever I want to say, okay? Número 2, ¿cuándo es su cumpleaños? So reading through, we see a date in here, okay? We don't know what nacido means unless we've looked it up, but we do see, we know enough to know that this is September 16th, 1968. Now, we're looking at a grown adult man, and it's the only date in the whole paragraph. I'd say it's safe to say that that's his birthday, okay? So I'm going to let you answer that. You guys should know how to answer that question. ¿Qué tipos de música canta? Well, tipos is a cognate, means types. Canta, we have not seen this word, but we did just figure out what cantante meant. So we know we have to have a verb somewhere. So this is probably a verb. So if cantante is singer, canta comes from the verb cantar, and you got it. It means to sing. So what types of music does he sing? So we could go up here in line 3. We've got lots of information. You might recognize pop, obviously. Borrowed word. Salsa, not the kind you eat on Taco Tuesday, okay? The música salsa. And then you might recognize balada as a cognate, ballads. And bolero. You probably won't get bolero, and that's okay. All right? Remember, you're always going to answer incomplete sentences, excuse me. Also, if you receive this worksheet in class, this might look a little bit different than the one you received. That's okay. I updated it a little bit. So just work with whatever you have in front of you, okay? Okay, so those are the first 3 questions. Now that I've completed those, I've answered them in complete questions, I'll move down to step 2. Escucha la canción. Well, you guys know escucha. Okay, there's a little guy there doing what escucha means. Destaca, we already talked about that. Los verbos AR en un color, ER en otro color, y IR en otro. So, 3 colores en total. Also here it says infinitivo o conjugado. It doesn't matter if it's an infinitive or conjugated. If you can recognize that it's a verb, highlight it, okay? So 3 colores en total. If you started this in class and you had 1 or 2 colors, that's fine. Again, just work with what you have, okay? Here we have a banco de palabras, a word bank. This is going to help you get some meaning out of the song, okay? So we have reír, gozar, bailar, vivir, and hacer. These are really important verbs. Hacer is not in the song, but it is in the questions, and it means to do or to make. Sometimes we can see that. You need to know this verb because it's really important for me to ask, oh, what does he do or what do you do? Okay? La vida is life, and para is one of the many ways to say for. I've included this link here. That's where I got my information from. Just pulled it off the Spanish Wikipedia page for Mark Anthony. So if you want to read more about him, you can go ahead and check that out. Okay, here we have the letra. We have the lyrics to his song. So in step 2, we're listening to the song and we're highlighting. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and in the announcement, you have the link to his video. So that's where you're going to listen to that. Okay, and then we're going to move on to step 3. So, and that should be starting from, there we go, start anew. So, lee, oh, we saw that one before, it means read, las preguntas antes de escuchar la canción de nuevo. Antes de, this was your vocab from last chapter. If you don't know it, you better look it up. So, lee las preguntas antes de escuchar la canción again. So, I need to know what I'm listening for. And this one says, ¿qué va a hacer el cantante? This was one of our vocab words in the word bank. So go back and look at that. We talked about cantante in the beginning paragraph, okay? You're going to tell me 4 o más cosas, 4 or more things that he hace, okay? So, number 2, you can answer this one in English. What do you think the song is about? So now that you've listened to the song a couple times, because that's what you're going to do now, you've listened to the song a couple times, you've looked at the word bank, you've recognized some of those, there's some cognates in here, and we know what voy a means because you watched the video on this grammar topic. You should be able to kind of get some meaning from this, okay? And then B, responde las preguntas en oraciones completas. So, of course, contesta las preguntas, right? Answer the questions en oraciones completas. So go ahead and do that. Again, number 2 can be in English, that's fine. That is your worksheet, and that is what you're going to do for today to practice the expresión con el infinitivo, ir, plus a, plus an infinitive, okay? That's pretty straightforward. If you were absent, you might get some help from someone who else was in class, but answer the questions, follow the instructions, look at the pictures. You should be able to figure this out, okay? I'll see you guys next time. Bye!